Alright, over here at hive number 2, just going to take the supers off, try to find somewhere to put them. Give them a few puffs of smoke first. This colony was a fantastic honey producer last year, so hopefully they're able to repeat that this year. I don't expect to see much in this top box. I imagine it's going to be pretty light. Just gave them enough space in case we had a excellent nectar flow. I think we get plenty of room. This is a bit concerning. There are not too many bees up in the top box here. There's a few working. There's a few bees, as you can see, working the stored nectar. Hopefully that shows up. Should see the cells look wet. Too many bees though. I hope I didn't miss a swarm cell last time and they swarmed, so like I said in the intro, definitely going to be checking for eggs, well, swarm cells primarily, and eggs. So those frames have some nice weight to them. A medium frame with cured honey weighs about 3 pounds. So if you have a 10 frame box, this box is about 30 pounds. Definitely sealed well. That's probably about 20 pounds, give or take. I mean, they're extremely calm, so let's see what I can determine. And when I say calm, they are extremely calm. Whole bunch of drones. They have a ton. Oh, look at that. Great. Look at that. No kidding. Swarm super caedral actually up top. So I wonder if they swarmed in the meantime. Here, let me move the camera over a little closer. Just realized it's kind of far away. Move it a little closer here. Hopefully that's better. Yeah, you always kind of assume the worst. Here, let me switch it again. And when you open up a colony, a double deep colony, and you have supers on and they're not just busting loose, kind of just assumed. Oh, let's see. I don't know. Where's that flashlight? There's a ton of spun larvae, so cells get capped around the 10th day. Eggs start pupating or spinning into larvae on the 3rd day, so you can kind of piece together a timeline. So I'm really looking for eggs. No eggs there. Not sure if I see any eggs there either. Oh man. If they did swarm, if I do come to that conclusion, I'm definitely gonna kick myself in the butt for not getting out here earlier. It is amazing how fast queen cells can develop. Yeah, there is no brood on this side at all. And they are storing honey, well, nectar. So that's also a sign that they may have swarmed. But then you have frames like this that are just solid with brood. But again, really checking for eggs. Oh yeah, check that out. Yeah, they probably swarmed. Look at that. So there's one on that other frame. So now we're up to 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh. 5 and 6. And then look at that. That one's got a wet, a larva in it. It's a wet cell. So I think I might leave that frame and I might move the other frame into a nuke. So when I say at 6, guarantee you probably find some more. It's amazing because I have swarm traps all over the property and not one. I have not seen any activity on them. Alright, so 6 swarm cells in the top box. Yeah, they've most likely swarmed. This is a good frame to check for eggs. Yep. Yep. Hate to say it, but kind of got a feeling when I opened up the box and noticed not a whole bunch of bees in the super like last time. So yeah, let's just go through this one too. And it's just all food, some honey. Alright, so I'm gonna leave that one frame in here, which was, let's see, yeah, that's a nice frame. It's a nice frame of brood. That's about to explode, but that's going to explode and take care of the all the queen cells. All right, let's do a few things real quick. I'll keep the camera recording, get it leveled real fast. All right, so this frame's definitely going back in the box. I mean, that has what, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 capped queen cells, 1 wet one, 2 dry ones. Oh shoot, 4, 6. Nope. What do we got here? We got 4 capped. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 4 capped. 1, 2, 3 wet ones. So yeah, they're just fine. I'm gonna leave that as is. The first frame that I took out had 1 capped queen cell in there. So I'm going to move that over into the nuke right here. So this one has has one. It's actually a super cedral cell. They got a whole bunch of spun larvae on this side too. So these should be okay. And you know what? Because this is a double deep, and this one over here is just going to be a 5-frame nuke. This frame. Yeah, this frame's got some nice food on it, some capped honey, a lot of nectar on this side. And slide a new frame into here. And let's check this frame here that I usually never check, the one that's buttered up against the feeder. It's got some weight to it. Yeah, that's a nice food frame too. So I'm gonna give them this one also. And then slide this frame into its place. I'm making the assumption they've already swarmed, so actually, you know what? This has a lot of brood, whole bunch of brood. Yeah, I'm gonna give them this one too. So go back in here. So they got what, 2 new frames. Shoot, I think they need, yeah, they need one more frame. Let me go grab a frame out of the bin real quick. I don't know what kind of frame this is, other than it being a frame that kind of annoys me because the plastic foundation slides all over the place. But I guess it doesn't really matter. I'll stick this more on the outside and hopefully they can just work it. Oh man, that is crazy. They swarmed. The last thing I thought would happen, especially in the last 2 weeks, but I guess I can just eat my own words, because I did say this time of year you really want to be out here every 10 days to prevent situations just like this. So proof in the pudding right there, I suppose. Alright, let's see. I'm going to move the camera one more time. This is becoming quite the mess with Hive 2. So I can get the top box off, take a quick look at the bottom box, shake a few frames of bees into the nuke. And finish up. Yeah, it's all food. Drones. That's all food as well. Never hurts to triple check for eggs. I think they definitely swarmed, because right around all the spun larvae where there would usually be eggs, nothing. Oh man, that stinks. But I guess better to swarm in March than May or June. And you know what's funny is I treated them too, so I wonder if treating them promoted them to swarm. And the only reason I say that, let me move the camera again. The only reason I say, or I'm curious whether or not treating them kind of pushed them into swarm mode, is because a beekeeper in one of the neighboring counties had the same results. Treated his hives, and then shortly after he treated them using the vaporizing wands with oxalic acid. Shortly after he treated them, they swarmed. Oh man, that stinks. That's such a bad feeling when you have such a big hive and they swarm on you. So the only positive thing that could come up today is if I check on hive number 4, the colony that I split 2 weeks ago. So where are we at? 7 swarm cells now? Yeah, so this one should be just fine. Probability wise, they have enough swarm cells for one of them to make it. Yeah, I think we're at 7 capped, a few dry ones, a few wet ones. That's a nice food frame. Alright, well, I'll have to check on them. 10 to 14 days. I mean, those queen cells are on the verge of hatching, so I think they have 7, something like that. I'd have to look back on the footage. But they have quite a few, is what I'm getting at. Quite a few capped queen cells, too. So they're on the verge of hatching out. That's quite a bit of honey in here too. Alright, well, case in point, that's why you should check your hives on about a 10-day rotation. It's been 16 days, push the limits, and even though the last time I was out here and I inspected hive number 2, they didn't have any swarm cells, they could have developed swarm cells the day after, or the day of, after I got done inspecting them. And because I gave them the full 16 days, which is how long it takes a queen cell to become developed, capped, and on the verge of hatching, it looks like the hive swarmed in the meantime. It's all, you know, the bees are going to do what they want, as I say quite often. So even if you came out here before the 16 days on a 10-day schedule and you found some queen cells, you may have been too late at that point as well to prevent them from swarming. So I just checked the swarm traps yesterday, no telling where they went to, but made a split off of them, so that's a positive thing. I'll be checking on them in about a week or so, see if any of the queen cells have hatched, and about a week after that if one of the queen cells have hatched, queens emerged. At that point, it's checking on them in about a week to see if she has successfully made it, returned, and started laying some eggs. So yeah, TBD on this colony.